Hi everyone, let's talk about AEW Dynamite Christmas Day episode of 34th Street. Let's talk about it, guys. It was a decent show. Let's talk about it, guys. So we start with Brody King fits as Will Ospreay, big Sicily by Brody, and a shoulder block to start, and the crowd is and was essentially electric for this one, and part of body slams by Brody and a sense Susan, but Ospreay gets the knee up, and Ospreay thinks of an Ospreay cutter, but Brody caught him, but Will Ospreay hurricanrana out and sent Brody to the floor, and Brody charged, and Ospreay drop kicks the knee and sending Brody into the steel steps, and Brody returns the favor and delivers some hard chops onto the outside of the ring, back in the ring, and Brody hits a big back body slam, and the fight spells to the outside again, and Brody King, I'll say it again, guys. Let's say it again. Brody King, Brody King, I'll say it again, guys. Brody King goes up, does his moves, does his sets and stuff, back and forth, really hard hitting, really good stuff, guys. Sorry, I'm just doing that for fun. The fight spills to the outside again, and Brody beats Will Ospreay around the ringside and all back and return to the ring and flattening him into a Susan for two. And Brody King continues to chomp to the soul out of Will Ospreay through the commercial break, and then Deathless Fireman suplex by Brody King. Then Will Ospreay fires back with a handspring back kick that sends Brody King to the outside. Then Will Ospreay comes back up top with a sky twister press. Phenomenal forearm back inside the ring, gets two, and Brody King fires back with a chomp. Ospreay tries to return fire, but Brody King barks in his face, and Brody King back Ospreay up into the corner and invited him to strike, and he does, but Brody King strikes hard and a heck of a lot more, and Brody chomps Ospreay off the top rope into the floor, running crossbody block by Brody, who essentially Will Ospreay through the guardrail back inside the ring, a cannonball by Brody for two, and Chomps fights, and then the fight by Ospreay, and then a big boot rolling elbow by Brody, and then a hook kick by Ospreay, and two Ospreay cutters assist by Brody, and Chomps to the back of the neck, and Will Ospreay flips over a lariat, sits and picks Brody King up in a powerbomb, and then Styles Clash by Will Ospreay, and 1-2, no, and then Will Ospreay tries the hiding blade, but he runs into a huge lariat in a Rikishi driver for two, and then a lariat by Brody and 2 count, and Will Ospreay flips out of a boom, and hits the ropes and comes back with the hiding blade, and Brody is out at one, and another blade, blade. I'll say it again, a hiding blade, another hiding blade, and 2 count, and a Stormbreaker, 1, 2, 3, and that's how he won the match. And that's how he won the match with the Stormbreaker. And that's how Will Ospreay defeated Brody King, which was a great match. Great match. Loved it. Just loved it. And then Renee Paquette is in the back with the Hart Dynasty and Christopher Daniels and a bunch of security, and Lashley and MVP have been banned from the building tonight, and MVP says he'll be honored in the request of Renee Paquette, which was great, which was fun. Then we had a no contest right here, which was still a great match, but it was ended in a no contest. Let's talk about it. Ricochet versus Darby Allin in the Continental Classic. Let's talk about it. Both men start trading arm locks and leg sweeps and hip tosses and more. Crowd has a lot of sense for Ricochet as we go to the break. Back from the break, and Ricochet throws the roll of toilet paper, and the fans throw it at him. And back in the crowd, Darby trips Ricochet up on the apron and throws him into the guardrail onto the ringside. And Darby misses a charge and eats the steel and springboard clothesline back in the ring. And a lion moonsault gets to an old Connor roll into a bottle rope cross board splash by Darby, and then followed by about 5 different pin sets, which was crazy, and then a shotgun drop kick by Darby sends Ricochet to the outside by a suicide dive, and then essentially by Darby, who meets with a jumping knee, and then Ricochet sends him in a table, and then onto the outside and goes up top in the ring, and there's a springboard 6-3, I'll say it again, a springboard 360, which was a freaking amazing, and then the ref is checking on Darby as Ricochet went and a count out and goes to the break, and Ricochet gets fed up and goes on an attack, and Ricochet ripping the bandage and works over the back, and Ricochet with some forearms and chomps in the corner and sets Darby up on the top rope, and Darby blocks a superplex and hits an avalanche cold red and another cold red, and back inside the ring Ricochet rolls to the apron so Darby couldn't go up top, and Ricochet drops Darby over the top rope first but misses a springboard 450 splash. Then Darby locks in the soul of the earth as Jason Roberts announces there's got only 2 minutes left, and Darby straps the forearm, and Ricochet is ready to tap, but escapes in a scorpion death drop by Darby, but the time runs out just as Darby hits the coffee drop off the top one, and that's what happened right there, guys. It was a good match, but it ended in a no contest. Then Darby Allin is walking back up the ramp as Commander is coming out, and Darby has some advice that seems like. And then we had Commander fences Claudio Castagnoli, and Commander won this match, guys. Let's talk about it, guys. Shoulder block, which was a little fun match, and Commander defeated Claudio Castagnoli in the Continental Classic, and Commander defeated Claudio Castagnoli, which was fun, guys. Even though it was a decent match. Let's talk about it. Shoulder block and an interfering uppercut by Claudio to start, and Commander tries a Hurricanrana and a Poison Corona, but Claudio holds on both guys, drizzling to the floor, and Claudio holds on to the electric chair and drops Commander's face first on the apron, and leg kicks by Commander, and a double jump Hurricanrana sends Claudio into the ring post, and Claudio misses a charge onto the floor and eats the steel again, and Commander rolls into the ring and gets a running start and leaps over the top. I'll say it again. I'll repeat it again. Gets a running start and leaps over the turnbuckle with a sumo plunge, taking out Claudio, running face buster back in the ring. But Commander gets up top, but Claudio strips the leg out and boot and Commander to the floor, and Commander goes underneath the ring and finds Darby's jacket, and the brass knuckles are there, and Claudio reaches to the ropes, and Commander blasts him with the knocks and walks shooting star splash by Commander, and 1, 2, 3, and Claudio is eliminated. And that's what happened right there. Then, guys, the Death Riders are here, and they're putting the boot to Commander, but comes Jay White to make the save, and the numbers are too much. However, Orange Cassidy comes out, assisting Adam Page and the Death Riders symbol, but Jon Moxley is left in the middle of the ring with all of his challengers at World's End, and Orange Punch and Buckshot and Blade Runner and the challengers all look at each other as we think about the main event of this weekend. Which, tonight, what's happening right now, I believe the main event is right now, I believe. I could be wrong. It could be in the next hour, the main event. But I hope Jay White wins. That's just my opinion. I hope Jay White wins the AEW World title. And then we had Okada fences Shelton Benjamin, which was a banger. Okada fences Shelton Benjamin in the Continental Classic, which was awesome with Shelton Benjamin and Okada. Let's talk about it, guys. Okada backs Benjamin into the ropes and pats his chest, and Benjamin responds with a pair of arm drags, causing Okada to bail to the outside, and Benjamin falls by Okada, capitalizing with a DDT onto the floor, and now a body slam back in the ring, and Okada heads back up top slowly for his elbow and drops, but Benjamin runs to the ropes and brings Okada to the mat with an arm drag from the top, and Okada again rolls to the floor, but Benjamin doesn't get him any space, taking turns bouncing him off the apron in the guardrail as we went to the break, and Okada gets a running start and flances Benjamin with a running back elbow, and both men are down, and running back elbow in the corner, and a DDT by Okada, and two men rewind kicks by Benjamin, and he rolls through it with an ankle pick, and then holding on for an ankle lock in the middle of the ring. Okada rolls through and holds on the wrist and locks in the money clip into the middle of the ring, and Benjamin gets a free in charge in the corner, but Okada picks him up and hits the air rich crash neck breaker in the middle of the ring, then body slam and driving elbow drop and rainmaker pose but it's the middle finger instead, which we all know. Love that with Okada doing the flip off. Love that. You know. Then Benjamin fights out of the Rainmaker, but Okada settles for a German suplex and two, and Benjamin ducks the clothesline and tosses Okada with a German and relicks German suplex two and running knee strike in the corner, but Benjamin and Okada counter in the exploder bomb into a cradle for two, big boot by Okada, but Benjamin eats it and Benjamin hits the ropes and runs into a dropkick and a Rainmaker by Okada, but Benjamin counters into a shot and a 2 count, and Okada escapes, and Okada does the exploder bomb again and hits the Rainmaker and wins the match, and that's how Okada defeated Benjamin. That's how he defeated Benjamin. That's how Okada defeated Shelton Benjamin, guys. Oh man, that was a good match. Then after the match, Shelton Benjamin sits his hand and Okada accepts, and then he has Shelton Benjamin walk to the back and Okada low kick. Also again, low keys gives him the finger, and then Renee Paquette is back with Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana, and Swerve Strickland says about his 2024, but here's Ricochet, and Ricochet says he's going to do something to Swerve couldn't, and that win the Continental Classic, and Swerve says he's rooting for Ricochet, but do not blew it, and that's why you do not got a house no more, Ricochet, and that's what happened right there. He was telling Swerve Strickland, that's why you don't have a house anymore. And then Chris Jericho and the Learning Tree are on the streets of New York, and Chris Jericho will greet Anthony Bowens to his Christmas wish, and he will get his chance to fight him this Friday. You know what I'm saying? This Friday, you know, on Rampage, what happened on Rampage, which that was the last episode last night, And then Taya Valkyrie, I'll say it again, guys. Taya Valkyrie with Deonna Purrazzo fences Tony Storms. Let's talk about it, guys. Taya Valkyrie fences Tony Storms, which was a little fun match. I thought this was a little fun match with Taya Valkyrie and Tony Storms. With Taya Valkyrie with Deonna Purrazzo facing Tony Storms. Let's talk about it, guys. Taya cheap shots the rookie Storms, which we already know she's been there for 3 to 4 years. And here we go on the fans chant, she's a rookie, which she's not. And hip attack in the corner and streaks face Rikishi by Taya and Merry Christmas and all of that. And running drop knee in the corner by Taya and gets two. And Tony Storms fights back with a pair of clotheslines, but Deonna Purrazzo trips the leg out, and Taya Valkyrie rips her knee around the post, and Taya Valkyrie stands in control without the commercial break, and Storms misses a charge in the corner, and Taya trips her up and gets thrown back in the corner and gets a clothesline, and Taya Great finds the leg, but Storms gets the ropes, running hip attack in the corner, but Storms, and she looks for the Storm Zero, but Taya gets free and slaps the face off of Storms, and Storms responds in kind, and Taya spears her, and Taya now betrays Storms and calls her pathetic and allowing Storms to cradle her for the win, and that's how Tony Storms defeated, Taya Valkyrie. That's how she defeated Taya Valkyrie, guys, with the cradle. Then we got a lot of hate on here. A lot of freaking hate from the WWE marks. WWE marks, man, I hate them because they're not Team All. Be Team All. Be Team All. You freaking people. I'm sorry to go on my rant, but I'm going to go on my rant. It doesn't matter that Kyle Fletcher had to do a spike DDT. It was good. It was good. Still, copy. Who cares? Will Ospreay does Styles clashes. Doesn't matter. Just doesn't freaking matter. Doesn't freaking matter, guys. Doesn't freaking matter because all you like to do is hate AEW and do your crappy ass shit. That's what you WWE marks like to freaking do. That's what you like to do. But people like me, we love AEW and we love AEW and we want this company to live forever. Like in WWE. We don't want this company to become the next WC freaking W. So get out of here and or not get out of here, but stop doing your bullshit on Twitter because it's not cool. It's just not cool. You think you're cool because you think WWE is the only company in town, and it's not. And it's not. Used to be, but not anymore. Since 2019. So you can. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from WWE marks too. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. So let's talk about it, guys. Kyle Fletcher fences Daniel Garcia, which was a great match. I have to say, a great match. I loved it, man. Let's talk about it, though. Daniel Garcia with some mountain punches in the corner, but I'll say it again. Mountain punches in the corner early, but Kyle Fletcher dumps him over the top onto the apron into the floor, and Kyle Fletcher continues the attack with a huge powerball on the apron, and we're going into a last commercial break, and Garcia is in pain, but the crowd is rallying around him and big elbows by Fletcher, but Garcia fires back with big right hands, and Fletcher is rallying and running clotheslines by Fletcher eats it and two, and a third lariat turns Fletcher inside out, and Garcia thinks about the spinning neck breaker, but Fletcher fights back and looks for a brainbuster and doesn't get it, and Fletcher misses a corner charge and flies outside the ring and allowing Garcia to hit a shotgun dropkick in the corner. Back in the ring, Garcia hits a twisting neck breaker over the middle rope, and Garcia jumps a Gosselin choke, but Fletcher dumps him over the rope into the apron, and Garcia jumps onto the now between the ropes, but Kyle Fletcher death lifts him into a shunt brainbuster. Holy. Then Kyle Fletcher rolls Garcia into the ring and hits the last ride lighter bomb for two, and then Kyle Fletcher takes aim, but Garcia double legs him and thinks about Dragon Tamer, and Kyle Fletcher sends Daniel Garcia into the raft, then kicks him low, and then a sure drop brainbuster 1-2 no. Then Kyle Fletcher sets Garcia up top, and looks for the buckle brainbuster. I was thinking, looks for the buckle brainbuster, the buckle brainbuster, the buckle brainbuster, the buckle brainbuster, the buckle brainbuster. But Garcia slips out of the back, and he tries for a near naked choke, and both guys go crash into the mat. Insistently out with brutal overhand strikes to the chest as Garcia gets the best of it till he runs into a super kick and a second one, and a scissor takedown by Garcia right into a Dragon Tamer, and Garcia puts Fletcher into the middle of the ring, but Fletcher rinses back and bounces Garcia head off the mat, and Garcia is forced to let go, and Fletcher lays him up and power drives knee, and Fletcher thinks power driving, but Garcia jackknives him for two, then a lariat by Fletcher and a running boot in the corner, and then a two boot in the counter, and a turnbuckle brainbuster by Fletcher, and a brutal landing, and this one is over, and Kyle Fletcher wins and defeats Daniel Garcia. Great match, man. Great match. And then Will Ospreay hits in the ring, and we're shits Ospreay and Fletcher on Saturday, which is just what happened just now. I already know that match is already over with. In my opinion, I already know it's over with because it's almost 11. It's almost 11 o'clock, so it's probably the main event. I'll probably watch it tomorrow morning. So I know some of the results because my other friend was calling me earlier. You remember? He was giving me some detail. So yeah, guys. And then Jon Moxley is with Maria Shafir on Saturday to separate the week, and Moxley will continue his stints against Ego Ascent. And if you could not look up for the phone, well, tanks are rolling in, and then Moxley will sacrifice you. The title isn't something you can hand in your hand, and it's something that you are. And Moxley was born in a king and born to be a king and born for all of the things that come along with it. And that's what happened. And I give this show a 7 out of 10, guys. A 7 out of 10. It was a decent show. Loved it, guys. I really did. I loved it. And I give it a 7 even though I loved it. And that's all I have to say, guys. And this is Christopher Jackson Dever. I'll say it again. This is Christopher Jackson Dever. I'll say it one more time. This is Christopher Jackson Dever. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bells as always. And we're out. Peace out and take care, guys. Peace out and take care.